Alright everybody, it is Dokkan time again, and today we will be doing a how to build for the newly EZA'd physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku that transforms into Super Saiyan 3. This is a pretty old unit in Dokkan, and I'm really happy to say that we finally got the EZA for him. He's pretty good. I like him a lot. I think he's fun. I do have a couple issues with him that we'll discuss as we go along. But honestly, I'm pretty happy with him. I'm excited to use him. I love his actual like animations. They actually have held up very well throughout time. So let's just go ahead and just get into it. So this Super Saiyan 2 Goku is EZAing as of 1/7/2025. He does have quite a few good 200% leaders as of time of writing. He's got, of course, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku Carnival, or Gotenks Carnival unit. He's got the Second Coming Gohan, Daima Goku, the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Master Roshi, and I'm sure that by 10th anniversary, we're going to be getting the 7th anniversary Gods LR to EZA, and they will be a very sufficient leader. So I did include them on the roll tips, by the way. But past that, there's a couple kind of ancient units, unfortunately, but you know, one day they'll all get EZAs and maybe they'll be good leaders, but not today. So, moving on. So now that he has officially EZA'd, he now is actually a full 170% leader across the board, Battle Fate and Accelerated Battle. I still am not somebody that likes to run 170 leads personally any longer. I feel that they are lacking, and because they are lacking that extra amount of oomph, it just kind of costs you in some of these harder fights. It doesn't mean you can't use them, but you know, it could be interesting. He does greatly raise attack and defense for one turn, and he does have a 50% chance to stun. He has Ki plus 2, attack and defense 200. He gets another attack and defense plus 200 when performing a super attack. He then also has an additional attack that has a 50% chance of becoming a super, and he has a 70% chance of critting, and plus an additional Ki plus 2 and defense plus 200%, and guards all attacks when HP is 77% or more. Very nice, you know, being above 77% HP, you have guard, and then of course when you drop below 77% HP, this means that you'll have the ability to transform into his Super Saiyan 3 state, as long as it is the third turn from the start of battle, specifically. His links are okay. I'm not a fan of his links, mostly because I still do not like the experienced fighter's link. I think it's a very weird link that not all characters have, and it's kind of finicky to get the perfect partner to get that going off. But he does have Saiyan lineage and prepare for battle, and some standard Super Saiyan links, of course. He is on quite a few good categories, so I feel like he can only get better options as he ages. And as far as like link partners go, once again, he's got standard Super Saiyan links, and then a couple extra because of the Saiyan lineage. Unfortunately, still as of the time of writing, his best link partner would be the 8th anniversary Z-Bomb duo. Unfortunately, they did not age well in my personal opinion. They take too much time to build up now, and with not enough payout. So unfortunately, they are still not a viable partner in my personal experience, but they are his best link partner from what I can tell. Otherwise, his actual best link partner is probably going to be himself, but a dead version of himself. His angel version that also transforms into Super Saiyan 3, which is technically the weaker version of this same, they're basically the same unit, but the physical one is much better than the intelligence ones. But yeah, I would like to note that before transforming into Super Saiyan 3, Daima Goku is actually a very good link partner and a very good leader as well for this Goku. But once Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 3, Daima Goku becomes a little bit less good with him, just purely because he loses some key links, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is still nice to know that they are good link partners. So let's go ahead and go take a look at his Super Saiyan 3 state that you can get to once your health drops below 77% HP on the start of turn 3. So now his super attack is actually going to be massively raising attack and then greatly raising defense. And I'm sorry, he does not stack. He massively raises attack, greatly raises defense for 1 turn. I believe that the way this is worded is that he doesn't stack. I wish he stacked. I don't think he does. According to calculations by Luke, he does not stack. It's always been a weird wording thing when it comes down to the game trying to tell you that the massive raise or something, it's a little bit different when it comes down to, if it's not just greatly raising or just raising, sometimes the difference can be confusing. So I am here to tell you, unfortunately, he does not stack, supposedly. I am recording this before they release, so maybe I'm wrong. It would be nice if I was wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Key plus 3, attack and defense 300%, plus another additional attack and defense 200% when performing a super. He then launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has 50% chance of becoming a super attack. He guards all attacks on his first appearance, plus an additional key plus 3 attack 100% and defense plus 200% when attacking, and 70% chance of performing a crit for 6 turns from the character's entry turn. So if you did transform this Goku on turn 3, this means he would have a 70% chance to crit up until turn 9. So just kind of do the math for that and keep in mind of it, because he will lose the 200% as well after that 6 turns. So that is something to keep in mind. He does get an additional plus additional attack plus 50% when performing performing a critic. I cannot word today. Attack plus 50% and 50% chance of performing a critical hit starting from the 7th turn. Chance of evading enemies' attack plus 5% up to 25, and reduces damage received by 5% up to 25 with each super attack performed and with each turn passed. I wasn't going to read both of them. They read the exact same thing right here. But it is interesting here. So basically what this means is that after 5 super attacks, he'll have 25% damage reduction and dodge chance. And after that turn has passed, that first turn, that'll go up to 30%. And then henceforth and so forth up until you get up to 50% dodge and 50% damage reduction. I do not currently believe that he will actually ever. I don't know any fight that you could probably go into where you're honestly gonna ever hit the maximum threshold of this, because basically what this means is that you need to elapse 5 turns after he has transformed in order to actually get, well, no, I take it back. He will you can definitely get to that point. So basically by the time your 70% chance to crit wears off right here, so once this wears off after turn 6, you should be fully built up on dodge and damage reduction. So you're trading off the 70% crit chance and the 200% extra defense for 50% damage reduction and 50% chance to dodge. It's a little complicated on wording, but that is the way that it works. So I apologize, this is taking a while to go through, but let's go ahead and go take a look at some defense numbers. We're gonna go take a look at Luke's attack and defense numbers here. So on his first appearance, like turn 2, this thing doesn't, I hate Twitter. On his first appearance, basically, first super attack, Super Saiyan 2 state, he's only doing like 13 mil, 14 mil if he double, and 15 mil if he triple supers. His defense, however, is looking pretty good, especially in his Super Saiyan 2 state where he actually has guard. That does help out quite a bit, being at around the 2.2 million 2.2 million defense. With guard, that basically guarantees you can tank a 3 million super. So that is very good as long as he double supers, but it does basically mean you're rolling the dice. If he only supers one time and you get a bunch of normals, unfortunately you will not live a 3 million super. I don't even think you'd live a 2.8 million super, actually. I think you would be dead at that point. But as long as you get the 2 supers minimum, you could survive a 3 million super. So that is something to keep in mind. Once again, I hate Twitter. But once you actually transform into Super Saiyan 3, that's when the numbers start rising and going above and beyond the limits. And his first super attack, 30 mil, second, 34, third, 38, and then fourth super, 41 million. And this is just like turn 4. This is just him transformed. This is just him with links going off with freaking Go tanks and another Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This is his bare minimum at transformation. So, you know, first super, 2.2 million defense, 2 supers, dang near 3 million defense, 3 supers, 3.7. And if he magically, I don't know if he will, it's kind of hard to tell, but if he quad supers, that's 4.5 million defense with 25% guard. With wait, he has guard the first turn he appears, and then he builds up to 50% damage reduction. Like, that's insane. That is actually insane. And it actually makes me terrified of 10th anniversary power creep. That makes me terrified. But turn 6 with Dragon Fist support and Tech UI domain, you can see his attack climbing up pretty high up to the 36 mil, 40 on double super, 45 third, dang near 50 million on a quad super. And his defense going up even higher and beyond that of 2.8 all the way up to 5.6 on the quad super. These stats are also not taking into consideration of Daima Goku that can absurdly wank the crap out of your attack numbers. And I mean, it's just crazy. This is just minimum. This is just minimum. This Goku's nuts. This Goku's nuts. But just to make sure that he's not not unincluded, we're gonna go look at Halford's stats real quick. So Halford has similar stats here in base. You know, if he triple supers with 40% support above 77% HP, he can get up to 3 million defense, which sounds about roughly the same as Luke's. And then once he transforms into Super Saiyan 3 Goku, you know, max possible defense with a quad super with 40% support, he can get up to around the 5 million defense range. So they have very similar defense numbers in that. So thank you both, Halvard and Luke, for those attack and defense calculations. Everybody here appreciates it. So with that all being said, let's just go ahead and go take a look at the builds that I have made for this unit. So as far as the 55% goes, I will tell you that you should just straight up go for additional. Just put more additional into your 55% copy. Get as many additionals as possible. He's got built-in crit. He's got built-in dodge. I don't see any reason not to give him additionals at 55%. And then once we go into dupes, I am very... It really depends on where the meta goes. I feel like a year and a half from now, you could change this and alter it a little bit. So there's no reason to give him crit. I would say just go full-on additional. Me, myself, personally, I'm probably going to go literally full-on additional and give him level 20 additional. That's me personally, though. You do not have to do it. I would say it's a very safe bet to just take one node away from the additional, give him a level 9 dodge, and he should be perfectly fine. And then as far as the equipments go, I would definitely consider giving him an attack orb. I feel like that attack orb could go pretty far. The game has been showing after the last year and a half or so, maybe 2 years, that attack and defense and even HP orbs do actually make a difference, especially if the whole team is rocking it. So I do feel like an attack orb would help him quite a bit. I only put a level 5 here, obviously. This is just a suggestion. You can definitely go higher or lower. It just depends on what you got. As far as the silver equip, once again, I still feel like his best way to build him is just giving additional, so make sure at least one of your silver or your gold equip is going to be additional. If you have a double orb like this, by all means go for it. I think it's a worthy investment, but I would still suggest you'd use infinite equips just to make sure you can change it up a little bit in the future if you ever feel like you need to change the build and how it goes with your play style. With that being said and done with the builds, let's move on to the roll tips. So the roll tips, I have a couple comments here and there to say, but leader-wise, Daima Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Carnival Gotenks, AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Master Roshi. Master Roshi And then we got, you can barely see the Second Coming Gohan up in there. And then we also got the 7th Anniversary Gods. Now, once again, this is before 10th Anniversary, but I'm assuming that during 10th Anniversary, that the 7th Anniversary Gods will EZA, just like the previous years of anniversaries have gone. Previous anniversary units have been EZA. So I suspect that the 7th Anniversary units will EZA come this time. They will be a suitable leader. Partner-wise, I do have to say that 100% you want just other Super Saiyan 3 Gokus with this guy. You're going to get the primary amount of links off. So in the future, even if we get a new Super Saiyan 3 Goku, this would be the way to go. As you can see, there's 3 Super Saiyan 3 Gokus here as a partner. So a couple of these actually do have Saiyan lineage, which is why they still work as good partners, even in his base state. And then I do have Tech UI included on here. I have Tech UI included mostly because of his domain. And I did add the little domain marker right here in the corner of his icon. I just feel that it helps. I just feel that it really will make the biggest of differences if you do go ahead and decide to use Tech UI on one of these teams. I feel like the only team you can really get a 200% margin on, though, is on the Second Coming Gohan team. That might be one of the only teams you can actually potentially get that. I apologize for the lighting in the back. I'm trying to get my green screen to not be weird. But yeah. And as far as his best slot position goes, this is going back to the beginning of the video. This is going back to me just a couple seconds ago. But my biggest issue with this Goku specifically is him getting to the damage threshold of getting to 77% or less HP starting from the 3rd turn. So the issue I have is basically you need to somehow lose 77%. You have to lose 23% HP. Now, it doesn't seem hard. It really doesn't. It really depends on the content you go into, though. You know, you go into Go Frieza, Blue Zone, you know, you might get knocked back eventually, but you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose 23% HP with an optimally made team. So I do feel that it is not hard, but it's not going to be quick that you're going to get him to transform. And I do feel like if you don't transform him sooner than later, might be too late, because once again, he's building up damage reduction and he's building up dodge chance as he fights, as he gets super attacks off and as the turns pass. So in a way, and this might be weird, but I kind of suggest throwing him into slot 1 on his very first turn 1 appearance, depending on the fight. You know, don't be going into Gogeta Janemba and throwing him into slot 1 because he'll just die. But I do feel in some normal-esque fights, slot 1, try to take a little bit of damage so you can get transformed immediately come the next turn into a Super Saiyan 3 state where he's actually doing some crazy damage. But after that, I mean, he does have dodge chance and damage reduction, but he has no start-of-turn defense. I mean, we can go back here and look at the start-of-turn defense, even on Halvard's side. 200, 300k start-of-turn defense, that's just not good enough. And even on Luke's calculations, when he's fully wanked up with Tech UI and Dragon Fist and built up to the max, 300k start-of-turn defense, less than 400k. It's just not good enough start-of-turn defense. So he is not actually a slot 1 unit. I purely put that in there to try to say that you should try to get hurt a little bit so you can transform into the Super Saiyan 3 state. And then after that, he's just a slot 2 unit. So. But anyways. Oh boy, that was a long one. I apologize. I'm sorry that took so long. Anyways, guys, let me know how you're going to build this physical Super Saiyan 2 and transforming Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Let me know what teams you're going to use. I really want to know what kind of team synergy you're rocking. What's your favorite leader you're going to rock with this guy? What's his favorite partner you're going to rock with him? And what fight are you going to take him into first and foremost? But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day and a good night.